Okay, briefly, let's talk about some of the tasks that we need to do. The road that comes up to this property does not have a driveway into the property. So one of the first things that we're going to do is cut in a private driveway, and then we have an idea of wanting to get a connex up here. So that we're also planning on setting a water tank up here so we can have the off-grid water. There is water on the easement here that's available, but we're going to be planning to haul our own water. So that's a quick rundown of the first things that we're going to be planning to do on the land. So here's what the road looks like coming in. We're going to have to come up here, maybe get us a blade and cut us in a little road, a little driveway, and then we're going to have to fell some trees. But whatever we end up doing, we'll definitely share with you guys. So here's a look at our first load up here to the land. There's the Woofer, and we got a water tank that we're going to set, but we're not going to do a lot of filming right now because it looks like we might have rain coming in, and we're going to be camping. So our objective right now is to get a camp set. We're gonna just have hammocks tonight. So hammocks and
a rainfly.
And a rainfly, and that's what we're gonna do. So we'll see you guys in a few. Well, we got our camp set up. There's the Woofer. We have our hammocks. We got our fly up above. And we're just chilling for the night. The temperatures are amazing here. Today was a good day. We got up here a little bit later in the day. That's why the videos earlier where we were kind of introducing the new playlist, we were rushing that a little bit because we knew that there was a storm possibly going to hit and we were running out of daylight. So now we got the fly, we're ready for the rain and ready for a brand new day tomorrow on our land. This is such a cool feeling. A lot went into this to get this land. Jean came down from Washington, 1,500 miles, all the way down from Washington. And you guys that have been following the channel know that I lived in Arizona. I lived in Winslow, Arizona, and I ended up selling my home there. One of the reasons that pulled the trigger for me, not just the relationship, but the fact that my pop had been going through some health conditions, and it was hard for me emotionally being that far away. I was like 8 hours away. So I felt the need to get closer. And that's why we chose to come to New Mexico, because my parents live there. And they're doing good. Everything is good for them. They're happy that we're here. They just love Jean to pieces. They love the Woofer. Life is good. But we're so happy about this land. It was really a gift from God that this land came up. And yeah, because we've been looking at land, and land up here where we're at, it's not cheap. It's very expensive land. It's still perfect for what we wanted. One of the cool things that we didn't talk about on this land is it's slightly sloped going to the north. So we wanted that because we want to use natural gravity as much as we can for water. We want to set our 550 gallon tank up a little higher and then build the tiny house a little lower in the hopes that gravity will be enough to do the water for us. We might have to end up putting a pump on, we don't know, but we thought a slope would be nice for things like that. But it's so peaceful up here. Before we bought this land, we had looked at several other properties in this area, land and stuff, And we even camped on them to see how they would feel. What was the feel? One of them had dogs barking and cars driving by and chickens, and it was just too noisy. There was another one that we looked at that had a good price, but there was a lot of beetle kill on the trees. So we didn't want to get something that was going to end up dying with the trees getting ate up by beetles. Another one that we saw that we thought was this one, but we actually camped on a different lot. And then when we went to make the offer on this one, they're like, well, were you across from this specific landmark? And we said, no, we were east of that. Oh no, the land that you're looking at is west of that. So we were on the wrong property, but there was a real estate sign on that property, but it wasn't the one that we ended up buying. It was the one that we ended up buying was from a different real estate agent or something like that. So we were actually camped on the wrong one, which we fell in love with that one, and we were ready to make an offer. And then when the realtor told us, no, you were on the wrong one, you were east of this landmark, you needed to be west of this landmark. So we're like, oh, darn. Well, they ended up offering to bring us out here and show us the property. And we liked this one even more because the other one had so many trees. They were competing for resources, so the trees weren't as healthy as they are here. Plus, that other one had, because it had more trees, it didn't have the potential for solar input, which this one has thinner trees, so they're healthier trees because they're not competing for all those resources, and there's a nice plain view towards the south where we can establish solar input.